Hey Elle, I have this idea. We should do one of those Vogue 72 questions, but about Sustee instead. Are you in?
Sure, but do you have 72 questions?
I have about 20.
Okay, I actually have to water my plants anyway, so how about you follow me and I'll show you how it's done.
Let's do it. First up, what exactly do they do?
Okay, so Sustee measures the moisture at root level. And basically, they tell you if your plant needs to be watered or not.
Cool, so how does it tell you if it does need to be watered?
So this little window will be blue if it's hydrated, and it'll be white if it needs a drink.
Let's just say I got my Sustee in the mail. How do I set it up?
Okay, so you're going to need to obviously take your Sustee out of its package, and then you're going to put it in your potted plant, and you're going to place it within 20 centimetres of the root ball of the plant. And then you're going to water it.
So how long will it take to turn back to blue?
So that depends on the size of your pot, anywhere from 20 to 30 seconds.
So now I just wait until the Sustee turns white to water again, right? How long does that take?
So again, there's a lot of factors that depends on the variety of your plant, and some will dry out quicker than others. But trust your Sustee and only water again when it turns back to white.
Cool. What if I've already watered my plant?
Okay, so we don't want you overwatering because that's why you bought the Sustee in the first place. So you're going to need to prime your Sustee. So you grab a cup or container of water and you're going to fill up your water. And you need to grab your Sustee and you're going to stick it in the container of water, and you're going to leave it there and you're going to wait till your Sustee turns blue. So we're telling the Sustee that your plant has already been watered.
Got it. So can I move the Sustee from one pot to another?
You can, but the whole idea of the Sustee is to stay in place so that it's telling you when to water and when not to water. So if you are going to do that, we recommend taking it out of the pot, and you're going to have to let it dry out for 24 hours so it turns white before you go and put it into your new pot.
Cool. So how many sizes does Sustee come in?
So Sustee comes in 3 sizes. It comes in your small, your medium and your large, and it comes in green and white.
So which size do I use for my pot?
If you've got a small pot, we recommend the small Sustee. They are for quite little pots. Anything up to 170 ml is your medium. You could go up to 200 ml if you needed to, and then anything above 200 ml, you're going to go the large.
So does that plant need to be watered too?
Yep, so you can see here the Sustee's white and it's saying, Elle, I need a drink. So I'm going to take it into the shower.
Do you usually recommend watering your plants in the shower?
I do, because it's really easy. It's just a really simple way to water your plants, especially the larger ones. Another good thing is that it actually gets rid of all the dust off the leaves as well at the same time.
What kind of plants can I use Sustee on?
You can use Sustee on pretty much any plants as long as they're in pots. So your vegetables, as long as it's in bark, good potting mixes and peat moss, and just has that really good level of moisture retention.
So I can use it on outdoor plants as well?
Yeah, sure. Just as long, again, as it's in a pot.
And will it keep on going, or do I need to change the battery at some point?
It's not electronic, so there's no batteries. You will need refills though after a certain period of time.
So how do I know if the core needs to be replaced?
Okay, so it will basically start to break down. It's made of a natural fibre, so it'll start to break down, or the window will start to turn quite a dull blue and it won't actually turn back to white at all.
So how do you change the core?
Okay, so you're going to need to unscrew the top and the bottom lid, and you're going to take out that inner core lining that's deteriorated over time, like so, and through the bottom, and then you're going to wash out any dirt that's actually in the Sustee. And then you're just going to replace it with a new one.
So what do you do with the old core?
So you can compost every bit except for this little plastic bit that needs to go into the bin, and then that'll all just break down in your compost bin.
Sounds great. So where can I buy them from?
So you can buy them from www.plantsinAbox.com.au.
Awesome. Last question. What's your favourite thing about Sustee?
My favourite thing about Sustee would be that it takes out all the guesswork. It tells me when to water and when not to water, and to be honest, You could never tell by using your finger. Was that actually 20 questions?
But it was only 19. Oh, wait, it was